Hey, 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 party people! It's your girl Kay, and this is Reformed Party Girls Podcast.
And this is Ray. This is a podcast where we share our journey from the wild nights out, drinking, partying, sex, drugs, and rock and roll to a calmer, more mindful life in sobriety.
So, if you are new to our podcast, we both decided to quit drinking and doing cocaine. For myself, a year and a half ago. Ray, about a year now. What do you
Almost a year. I guess
Awesome.
I'm just 2.5 more months, then it'll be a year for me.
And we kind of talk on the podcast like how great our life has been since we've quit drinking and how, the effects of alcohol, had on our life. And like a big thing that we were talking about is the difference between having sex when you're drunk versus having sex when you're sober.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a big one, honestly. Everyone, I feel like, hookups at the bar and stuff, like, it gives you that edge.
Yeah, it gives you that confidence and, like, you just have zero fucks when you're drunk,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I think of a lot, too, right? Like, when I quit drinking, before in my 20s, like, I was having sex, like, I would say I've probably had sex with maybe 100 people.
Yeah.
Like, a lot. Like, and a lot of, like, small little flings. Like, I haven't dated much. I've had maybe 5 or 6 boyfriends, but a lot of just a lot of fun random stuff that kind of I can honestly relate to my line of work and being out at the bar, which then equals to drinking.
Yeah.
But in the year and a half that I haven't, I can count the amount of times of sex I've had on my fingers.
Yeah.
I've had it 4 times now.
Yeah.
And that's including, if you listen to last episode, that's including last episode's time. So I can't wait to tell you how much sex I've had in a week. But for me, the first time I had sex sober, it was incredibly awkward.
Yeah.
Especially because the person I hooked up with was drunk. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, we met at the bar.
Yeah.
Because I was still going to the bar and just having non-alcs and, like, soda waters. But I met this person at the bar. And when you do that, you can't really ask them not to drink. Right?
Yeah.
So too, like, it was weird because I think just, like, the vibes were off.
And really, you're not connected if one's sober and one's
No,
drunk. Like, you don't really
no.
have that full connection.
Even too, right? Like, you're just kind of meeting someone, and this is something I always say, is it takes a really long time to get to know someone.
Yes.
To really get to know them, to
Yeah.
know their life and what makes them tick and who they are. And I think when you drink, right, it kind of opens that up and, like, makes it a little bit more flirty and a little more chatty and, like,
Yeah.
awkward silences, like, aren't as awkward,
Yeah.
right? So, like, for me, it had a really big impact. I felt it. I felt different.
Yeah.
Especially too, right? Like, my relationship, the first time we hooked up, I was so drunk that he asked my friends if, like, he should have sex with me. I was that drunk.
Yeah.
He probably shouldn't have, but he did anyway.
Yeah.
My friends told him to.
Yeah.
But we all know that story.
Yes.
But, it took us a few times to kind of have sex sober, like, well, I mean, we were both alcoholics and drug addicts, but when we did, and when you finally get comfortable enough to be sober and have sex, because sex is, at the end of the day, incredibly connective,
Yeah.
intimate.
Yeah.
There's so much to it, and being able to be that comfortable, especially for women. Like, I think it's easy to have sex and have a guy fuck you, but for a woman to, like, be comfortable enough to, like, come,
Yeah.
she's gotta, like, really feel it with you. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, it was just hard. And I'm just now a year and a half now finding that I can have sex sober.
Yeah.
And that it can be fun. And I think I still have some learning to do and
Yeah.
some figuring out, but yeah, the difference is crazy. I mean, when you're drunk, when you used to drink, what would you say helped you feel confident? Like, what about alcohol kind of made you feel? Did it make you feel sexy?
Yeah,
Like,
like we just said, like you have that confidence, and like you have the energy, and you
yeah,
have that drive, and like you feel horny, and it's
yeah,
like
your libido is
yeah,
up.
like you
Yeah,
just feel like woo, wow, like yeah, let's fucking get it. And you're
yeah.
touchy feely, and you just want to be together and connected, and like you feel wild and crazy, and like
Mm-hmm.
that's like how like when I would be drunk, like that's when like the wild dirty girl would come up. But really, like that's
Mm.
not really. Well, I guess that's kind of me now,
Hello.
but not as like hardcore as I was when I was drunk.
Yeah.
And now, like after, yeah, like I prefer sober sex now. Like I
Yeah.
feel like the connection is better.
So yeah.
The feeling is way better. Like I can actually feel everything in my
Yep.
body. And like when I think back to all the drunken sex I had, like yeah, you knew it was fun, it was great, but like I don't really remember it.
When you
Like
when you lost your virginity, were you drunk?
I wasn't drunk, but I know like we were drinking. We had like a few drinks of like this Vex cooler or
Yeah.
whatever.
So there's a little something to take the edge off, hey?
oh yeah, because I was
Yeah.
like scared, like
Ah.
scared as fuck. And like that's another thing. Like alcohol, like we said, like alcohol just gives you that confidence, and like you have zero fucks given.
Mm-hmm.
Like whether even if they say no to you, it's not gonna feel
Yeah.
as bad because you're drunk, or either it's gonna feel horrible and you start crying about it, which I've done before.
Really?
Yeah, like trying to like I was like fucking wasted. My honey bunny came home from a long day of work, and like I'm trying to put the moves on him, and like he straight up said like no, like I'm not in the mood, and I just started crying.
Yeah.
Like I felt so bad. I was like, well, why don't you want
Why
me?
don't
Like
you
is
want
it?
me?
And of course, like is it me? Is it me? And then especially when you're drunk, like I find I cry so much easier when I'm
Oh.
drunk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The emotions are there. Like it's that heightened sense of reality.
Yeah.
Almost. Even too, right? Like if you look at all that being drunk is like it also comes with those regrets.
Yeah.
Like I can tell you, I've had drunken sex that the next day I have 100% regretted.
Yes.
100%. Like, and you know, you then just put it in the back of your mind like it never happened.
Yes.
Because you know that confidence, that like persona you're putting on is gone and you have nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
Like the reality of everything is there. But I wonder too, like with being drunk and having sex, like as a woman, how different it is for men.
Like how do you mean?
I feel like the way women and men have sex is very, very different.
Oh,
In the way they
100%.
get off and the way they can, finish. Like I've had plenty of sex, and I can tell you I can tell you who has made me come like having sex with them, and the number is very, very little.
Yeah.
Like I just said, I maybe had sex with 100 people, and I can tell you probably like 5 of them have made me come.
Yeah.
Right? Like and that's kind of like the difference there
Yeah.
is like feeling close.
And also, like, because I did like all this research, like me and my honey, like we kind of had a bit of a dry spell, and of course I thought it was me. That's another thing about us women. We think
Yeah.
it's something
you've been
wrong
together
with me.
so long.
Yeah, and it happens. Like you've learned that shit happens.
Yeah.
Like you go through these phases. But anyways, when we were going through this phase, I was like doing all this research, watching all these YouTube videos and whatnot, and men. They're very visual. They like to see
Okay.
things and whatnot. And us women, we're more like how we feel.
Yes.
Which I agree with, because like I notice like with him, he likes to keep his eyes open watching me,
Yeah.
and like they like eye contact.
Yeah.
I am not like that.
No.
I like to close my eyes and feel in my body what's going on. But like since doing that research, I try to keep my eyes open and look him in the
Okay,
eyes
yeah.
because I'm like that's what he wants.
Yeah.
But it's like but it kind of takes me out of the moment because I need to close my eyes to
Feel it.
feel my body, what's going on.
Yeah. It's like when you masturbate. Nothing's
Same,
better.
when I masturbate-
Nothing's better than when you are masturbating. You have no guy sticking his wiener in you, distracting you, and like, oh.
But not even, but not even that. When I masturbate, my eyes are closed too.
Yeah.
Like my eyes have to be closed. Like that's how I like
Yeah.
really get in tune with my body and like the feeling of what's happening.
Well, when you were saying when you were drunk, like, kind of that, all of that sensation was gone. You weren't feeling it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, and like, why would I keep doing it? Like, I would like purposely like have like a few glasses of wine before he got home. Like this was during that dry spell, just so I could have the confidence to initiate sex. Like that's another thing with most women, especially with me. Like we're kind of scared to initiate sex. I know with me personally, it's because it's the fear of like
Rejection.
Like
Yeah.
that deep fear of rejection is so deep in me.
Yeah.
And so like I wouldn't even try sometimes, even if I really wanted to, even if I was sober. I was like, oh, I want to have sex so bad. I was just so scared to try.
Yeah. And so what kind of changed? Just like you and your partner talking through it and like getting, like, what got you out of that dry spell?
Good question. I feel like I kind of have to think about. Well, also during those times, that's when I wasn't feeling good about myself.
Yeah.
So the
So
times,
confidence was taken.
yes,
like
it's
a
a
really big hit.
confidence, and so like I just like learned to love myself,
Mm-hmm.
love my body, no matter what stage it's at. Like sometimes, yeah, I sure get
Men don't
frustrated.
care. Men
Yeah,
love
and like
just
that's another thing.
nakedness.
Men don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck.
But just being comfortable with myself and my body, no matter what it looks like.
Yeah.
And also just being sober for so long and just being on that health and wellness train.
Just in a better place.
And
hey?
like I learned like I don't want to live the rest of my life having to be drunk to have sex. So I'm like, I have to
Yeah.
teach myself to do it sober. And then, yeah, so like, I don't know, I dress up every once in a while, like give him
Yeah.
a little dance and
Well, like-
whatnot. And it's fun doing that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, like you said too, like even just remembering it, like remembering the drunk sex, like we're getting to the age, like where you want to remember that stuff, and
Yeah.
like you're not just giving it out to anyone, except for me. I love it. But where it is a little bit more, and it means a little bit more, especially like in a long-term relationship. I mean, I'm still at the point in my healing where I honestly think I'm going to be alone forever. Relationships have never really working out very well for me, and I've only had really bad examples, and I don't know if I can have a partner.
But I think we were talking about this over lunch, that you think you need like an open relationship, right?
Yeah, I think I need something like carefree, but I need to be with a person that, like, there's trust involved, but also like a very big openness, just because I'm a kinky little dirty fucking slut, right? Like, but I'm still figuring that out too, and I'm figuring that out alcohol free and sober and not
Yeah.
drinking, right?
Yeah.
Which is scary because, right, in my 20s, it's easy to say you're fun and wild and be out at the bars because you're drunk and people can look at you like that. But having that confidence to be like, no, I'm a kinky whore.
Yeah.
Sober is different.
Yeah.
To be able to look in the mirror and be like, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Still, like, I think for myself too, like, what I remember, like, the best sex of my life was with Oakland.
Oh, it was?
It was.
Yeah. What made it so great, though?
Well, we did crazy stuff, like he would piss on me, and like we would have sex on average 3 times a day.
Wow.
It would be in the morning when we woke up. It would be sideways. And then he would flip me over, and then a quick doggy. And then it would usually be another time while I was getting ready for work. I would like get ready for work and do my makeup, and he would be in bed, and then he started jerking off, and then he would put it in me, and I would like continue to do my makeup and stuff, and like ignore him and like pretend I like didn't know he was inside me. I would like be like getting dressed and like bending over to pick up clothes, and he'd just be railing me, and I'm like, da la la la, and then and then it would be like one more at night, but you know, every so often, like, because that's just us having like just like mindless sex because we're both perverts and sex addicts probably, but we would make love, and it was the first time I've ever made love to someone.
Oh, okay.
And it was like, it was intense. Like, it was missionary kissing, like holding each other's faces, like nose touching, eyes open, looking at each other, like coming at the same time. And that was us sober. Like, we didn't make love when we were drunk.
Yeah.
Like, because we didn't feel that connectivity.
I don't think it's possible to make love while you're drunk,
No,
to be honest.
no, I don't think so either, because I think when you do that, like, there has to be something so vulnerable about you.
Yes.
Whereas, right, we were saying when you're drunk, it gives you this false sense of confidence.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, you can't have that when you're completely losing yourself into someone. So, like, there's, like, the big difference there is, like, there's some stuff you just can't achieve when you're drunk.
Yep, that's right.
You can be kinky and fucking disgusting sober. I'm learning.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
But you can't do the other stuff drunk.
Yeah.
Like, and I think a big part of it is, like, confidence, and that takes time. You're not having sex with someone like that right off the bat. No way.
No.
Like we were saying, like, it takes time.
Yeah.
Now, my question to you is, like, when have you had your best sex? Like, was it drunk or sober?
Sober. Yeah.
And you know, is that something you've experienced just recently, or is this kind of like a new journey you're going on, like have been through or on?
No, not recently, no, because even before I was on the sober kick, like, we still had sober sex, and I definitely prefer it. Just like I said, you can feel everything better, and like you're more connected.
Did you have that with past relationships?
Not like the connection, no. But yeah, sober sex, but not much. Like, looking back, like at my previous relationships, like, I was always drunk, especially when I was in college. Like, I was drunk like from Thursday to Sunday, sometimes even almost every day. Like, I drank a lot in college.
Yeah.
And like the guy I was hooking up with, I was drunk every single time. Before I went over to his townhouse, I would get buzzed or drunk before I went over there, because I wanted to make sure I was confident and whatnot. And
I'm sure they were too, right? Like, again, guys' dicks can get hard, like, in a fucking heartbeat.
Yeah. And what about weed? How was weed sex? Being stoned.
I don't think I really ever had weed sex. I've never really been with a big pothead. So I think anytime I was, like, stoned, because, like, Oakland didn't smoke weed. Yeah. And I didn't really smoke weed when I was with him.
Yeah.
And, like, my other boyfriends, like Michael, no, Vanilla Michael.
Yeah.
Actually, I say Vanilla Michael, but he wanted me to peg him. Like, Michael wasn't vanilla. He bought, like, no, I don't know why I call him. His personality was vanilla.
Yeah, I found weed sex, like, could be awkward at times, because, like, really, you're so stoned.
I was just gonna say, I actually can't picture myself having sex stoned.
Yeah, like, it was, like, definitely awkward at times, like, kind of moving slowly.
Yeah.
Like, what do we do? Do
just,
I
like,
move
half
this
tired,
way? Do I do
like...
this position? Like, kind of awkward. And now sometimes, like, oh, motherfucker, I love you, babe.
Yeah.
But I'm calling you out again. But, like, now, because, like, I don't smoke weed. He smokes weed. Doesn't happen often, thankfully, but there's times where I really want to get it on, but he's really stoned. But he'll, like, force it just for me.
Yeah, he'll do it.
And, like, we'll just be going and going and going. He's like, I don't think anything's gonna happen.
It's just never ending.
It's because he's too stoned, and like it drives me fucking crazy. Like, it's kind of funny.
You're like, I'm ready to fucking go.
But it also like drives me nuts sometimes, but it is kind of funny. It's okay, yeah, like stop then. Like
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm good. Like don't keep going. Like
I'm like, what day of the week is it now?
yeah. So those times we're definitely not connected, but like that's allowed. I feel like you can have different kinds
Oh
of
my
sex.
God.
It doesn't have to be connected.
You
all the time.
you have to, like,
Yeah, so that's kind of the fun in it, I feel.
Yeah.
But it's like, so that's kind of funny when that happens sometimes.
I
It
mean,
doesn't
like-
happen often, which is good.
talking about like just drunk sex, like, are there some, like, I can think of times like I've regretted, like, I think I've talked about it on the podcast, but Bramwell, like Bram, when I was like, when we were hooking up, he's the one where we just couldn't get the sex right.
Yeah.
And like there was a time like I went over and I was really, really drunk and we were having sex, and that was the night like I started crying.
Yeah.
Right? And like just like having like weird moments like that where it's like, you know, you're doing this, you have that confidence, but really like you really shouldn't be having sex.
Yeah.
You know, there's more pain to it, or like I've been in situations where not that like have made me uncomfortable, but I'm like I don't really want to do this,
Yeah.
but I'm just gonna drink more and say like fuck it, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? And I mean, even to we start talking about like the slippery slope that, you know, drinking and sex can take.
Yeah.
Especially like when you're young, like
Yeah.
people taking advantage.
Yeah.
You know, something I've learned is like saying no is hard.
It is
Saying
hard.
no is hard.
It is hard.
Like especially like in the society like we were raised in, like things are changing, but women and how women were supposed to react and treated, they're supposed to be good little girls and not speak their mind
Not talk
and
back.
not talk back. And you know, I know for myself, and I feel like our generation and generation before us is like we didn't have a voice, and you know, so we weren't taught to say no, and that saying no was okay, and that, you know, if you were uncomfortable, that's okay, and you should stick up for yourself. Like, you know, and I know there's been situations where, you know, I have been a little bit, but with like the booze or the blow there, you know, it's easy to just be like, well, fuck it, whatever.
Just get it over and done with.
Yeah, I'll get it. Isn't that sad?
It is sad. That reminded me of a story. When I first moved back to WAB after college, and then after I broke up with my boyfriend at the time, I started talking to this guy who I used to have the biggest crush on in high school.
Yeah.
And he has a baby mama and a baby, and they just broke up, so him and I were texting.
Yeah.
So he came over to my house with like a few friends. I was having like a little shindig. And I got so fucking wasted. I locked myself in my bathroom and I was throwing up all night. Everyone left, but he fucking stayed because he wanted to get laid. He kept
Oh
trying
my
He
gosh.
kept trying to get into the bathroom. I was like, no, I'm sick. I'm throwing up. Like, go home. And he just wouldn't go home. And
You told him to go home even.
and somehow he unlocked the door, and I'm like throwing up. He's like, hey, like, just come to the bed. I was like, no, like, I feel so sick. Like, you can see him throwing up. He's like, no, like, I'll put some pajamas on you. I'll change you, blah, blah, blah. And of course, like, so I, like, crawl to my bed, like, wanting to throw up so bad. And he, like, starts putting my pajamas on. But, oh, well, you know, he basically starts fucking me. Like, I barely remember it. I'm sure I said no.
Yeah.
And, like, of course, he brags about it to other people the next day. I was like, how would they feel about this if I told you I fucking said no?
Yeah. Well,
But then again, like, I'm fucked up. Like, okay, whatever, just get this done and over with. And,
Yes.
like, I barely remember any of it.
sometimes there's like nothing else you can do.
Yeah.
Right? And that's where it's like getting taken advantage of. Right? Again, like, you know, that night with Oakland, he asked me, like, he shouldn't have had sex with me. Like,
Yeah.
if he has to ask if it's okay, like, if I'm too drunk to have sex, the answer is always going to be no.
Yeah.
And I've had, like, situations like that, too, right? Like, or even when you're, like, blackout. I've, like, been blacked out, and I've woken up in, like, someone's bed and been like, okay.
Yeah.
Here I am. I'm just going to run away now.
Yeah.
Like, right? And it's just hard being a girl. And you just kind of forget it and you put it in, like, the back of your mind. But, again, sober and not drunk, those decisions you wouldn't have to make those decisions.
Yeah.
Like, that wouldn't have to come along. And I'm talking from a woman's perspective. I'm sure it happens to men too, but I do truly believe that it's very different for us. Like,
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
the world is scary, and I mean, times are changing, but I'll tell you, I still have a little bit of a hard time saying no.
Yeah.
But I don't, because I don't ever say no. Oh, man.
I just thought of another story to maybe lighten up the mood. This
Oops, sorry.
No, all good for myself, basically.
Yeah.
This was before I met my honey. Remember when I was like trying Plenty of Fish?
Yes,
for a
your
bit?
POF days. I do.
I don't know if I ever told you this story. So, anyways, it's me and 2 other roommates in this house, and so I go on this date with this guy. Or did we even go on a date, or did he just come over? I can't remember. Anyways, we're laying on my bed watching TV, and of course he's putting the moves on me. Yeah. And of course I'm drunk, he's drunk, and I'm like, I'm on my period. He's like, well, and like I had a shower in my, an ensuite in my room, so like, okay, well, I guess we'll try this in the shower. I have never seen a dick that small and short in my entire life. Like, he couldn't even get it in, so we just gave up. Because, like, he could not get it in because his dick was so fucking short.
Oh my god, I've had one of those too.
So, like, we gave up and, like, we go and lay in the bed and I pretend to fall asleep so that he leaves. And it worked. He fucking left. I was like, oh my god, that's so fucking awkward. And, like, I never seen or heard from him ever again.
That's probably happened to him, like, so many times. Oh my god.
And I'm like, I was so grateful. The next day I was like, oh, thank God we never had sex. Thank God. I would have regretted that so bad.
I did a Tinder date, and I was fucked up and like met this guy, went over to his house, same thing, drops his fucking pants, and his wiener is like the smallest thing. It looks like a fucking nipple. Yeah. Like it looks like a fucking little nipple, like on top of like a ball sack. Like it looked like a nipple on some boobs. But I remember like him like putting a condom on, and I'm like, why are you even trying? What are you doing? Right? But I'm drunk and I'm there and I'm just like, whatever. Like I don't even know if it went in. I'm just like, oh my god.
Don't want no short dick. Don't.
Oh my god.
Don't want no short dick,
oh,
man.
Oh, I'm sorry we're laughing. I know you're born with what you've got.
I mean, if you're born like that, you just gotta learn to be real good with your mouth and your fingers. Like.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh man. That would fucking suck.
Like I've never experienced that in my life. I never knew it was like you hear the stories of short
like,
dick men, but you never think you'd
exists.
experience it yourself.
Like, oh
but
God.
I'm grateful he had a short dick because we couldn't get it in, so I never had regretful sex and wouldn't have regretted it the next day.
I like can't stop laughing. Oh my god. Oh,
but yeah, sober sex is the best.
Yeah,
in my
here we
opinion
are.
now. So
yeah. Okay. Well, we hope you enjoyed. We've been pretty kinky and sexual these last few. We promise we're going to give you a little variety here in a bit. But we love you, party people. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, email us at partygirlspodcast@gmail.com or like our Instagram at reformpartygirlspodcast.
Yeah, feel free to drop a comment on what you'd like us to talk about next. Bye.
Bye.